Okay, now we're looking at scenario 7. Now what's happening in scenario 7 is they're basically asking us the same questions. What's the gross acres? What are the net acres? But then they're adding in the working interest and net revenue interest of Oilco, which we covered that in scenario 1. So let's begin with Andrew owns his interest in 100% fee simple in 100-acre tract of land. So fee simple interest, 100%, 100-acre tract of land. But then he sells 10% of all the mineral rights together with rights of ingress and egress to XYZ company. So he sells 10% of the minerals and he gives them the right to come and go on that particular property. Then he grants a lease to Oilco and he retains a 1/4 royalty interest. So it says choose the correct answers for the gross acres. Now, initially he started off with 100% fee simple, but when he sold his interest, he reduced that 100% minus 10% to now a 90% fee simple interest. So the gross acres remains the same. That's 100 acres. But the net acres changes. The net acres is reduced by his mineral interest. So it is, let's see, 100 acres times 0.10 equal. So that's going to be 10 net acres. I'm sorry, 100 minus 10. That's going to be 90 net acres. So 100 acres minus that 10% is going to be 90 acres. And then it wants to know what is Oilco's working interest in the lease. Well, he only owned a 90% working interest. So Oilco's working interest in the lease is going to be 90%, not 100% because he no longer owned 100%. What is Oilco's net revenue interest in the lease? So the net revenue interest, remember, is going to be the working interest minus any royalty burdens. So in this case, the working interest is 90% minus 25%. And that's going to give us 90 minus 25 equal 65. Now, so that's a 65% net revenue interest for Oilco. That, no one's going to drill on that because they've got to make a profit of at least, some people say 75%, others say 78%. So if you have a 3/16 lease, they're going to be making 87.5% of that. So Oilco's net revenue interest in the lease is going to be 65%. So if we're looking at the answers to the problems, 15 is going to be B, 90 acres. 16 is going to be A, 100 acres. 17 is going to be 90, so that is B. And what is Oilco's net revenue interest? Well, we know it's this 65%, but they don't show 65% as one of our options. And so the answer is going to be E, none of the above, or can't be determined by additional information. Now let's move on to problem 8.